Coming up tonight, NBC and Fox decide to stop airing President Trump's anti-immigration advertisement.
A man in the town of Mexico is arrested for tampering with Halloween candy.
And the man responsible for killing 3 people near Onondaga Community College tries to withdraw his guilty plea.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm James Catato.
And I'm Caroline Evans.
Both NBC and Fox News released separate statements saying they were no longer going to air President Trump's racist anti-immigration ad. NBC was the first network to remove the advertisement following the large amount of backlash they received for airing it during Sunday Night Football, which is one of the highest-rated television programs. According to CNN, the ad was ran about a dozen times on Fox before being pulled.
NBC released a statement saying they understood the insensitive nature of the ad, which aims to demonize the thousands of immigrants approaching the U.S. southern border. Fox News has not yet put out a statement explaining the ad's removal.
The Oswego County Salvation Army is already preparing for their annual Red Kettle campaign. The kettles will be out from mid-November until Christmas Eve, and there will be opportunities for individuals, families, and businesses to donate. This is the Salvation Army's biggest fundraising event of the year, and the goal is to raise over $100,000. The Salvation Army is also trying to raise money for their upcoming Thanksgiving Day dinner.
A 58-year-old man in the town of Mexico has been arrested for his connection in tampering Halloween candy. Jeffrey Birdsley was charged with endangering the welfare of a child for putting rocks inside candy packaging prior to distributing it to unknowing trick-or-treaters. Oswego County District Attorney Greg Oakes advised parents to check their children's candy after there were 2 reports of parents finding small rocks in place of candy in a box of dots in the town of Mexico.
The cause of the fire that obliterated an abandoned Oswego home on Saturday is still under investigation. Police and firefighters arrived on the scene after a neighbor called 911 and reported smoke and flames coming from the home. The Oswego Fire Department captain says they encountered a large blaze, but the home was fortunately unoccupied. There was no power or gas service to the home, and firefighters could not find any evidence of foul play upon their initial investigation.
With Election Day right around the corner, Democrats in New York State attempt to take back the House of Representatives, while Republicans fight to keep their seats. As Shelby Vaseluth explains, 18 of 62 counties in New York State play a vital role in this year's midterm election.
Can I start by asking how many of you are planning to vote on November 6th? Yes. That's excellent.
In New York District 24, it's campaign crunch time for Democratic candidate Dana Balter and Republican Congressman John Katko. Competing for 1 seat in Congress, Balter visited SUNY Oswego this past week to spread her message.
We have to stand up for the underdog. That every single person in our society deserves dignity and access, and it's up to each one of us to make sure that they have it. Those are the reasons why I want to serve in Congress. I want to make sure that those very simple, those very important ideas are at the heart of the laws and the policies that we create.
In December of 2017, Politico listed the 24th Congressional District election as one of the top 10 House races to watch in 2018. Chapter President of the College Republicans Club, Tyler Toomey, says this election cycle is important to keep shaping the direction this country is going in the future.
This election is the first major congressional election cycle since Donald Trump has been in office. So this election really will decide if Republicans and their values are kind of what the majority wants, or if the Democratic liberal values are what our country wants.
The city of Oswego is currently represented under the 24th District by John Katko. For the city, Mayor Billy Barlow says this election is about the quality of representation.
I think it's always important for whoever the representative is, again at any level, to make sure they are in Oswego often, listening to all groups, right? You want to hear what groups of women have to say. You want to hear small business owners. You want to hear manufacturers. You want to hear what the local electeds are saying.
To cast your vote this election day, students and residents of the town of Oswego can come to this polling place right behind me, room 133 in the Murano Campus Center.
At the end of the day, elections matter, and sometimes one vote seems insignificant, but it really makes a difference, as we see after every election.
In New York on November 6th, general election voting times begin at 6 a.m. and end at 9 p.m. Shelby Vaseluth, WTOP 10.
For more information on voting at SUNY Oswego's campus, visit voteoswego.com. Data compiled by the Onondaga County Board of Elections has revealed the number of people registered to vote in Onondaga County has hit a 10-year high. On average, the number of voters in a midterm election only slightly exceeds the number of people who die or move away. But this year, Onondaga County had a net gain of 8,293 voters between March and November. There are 287,000 registered voters for this Tuesday's election, which is 1,500 more people than 2016 presidential election.
A 5-year-old boy and 8-year-old girl have been located after being taken by their father from the Elmcrest Children's Center in Syracuse. Jaquan Joe Sr. left the facility with his children, Jaquan Joe Jr. and Shiloh Lozana, without permission. Syracuse police are still looking for the whereabouts of Joe Sr. and ask anyone with information to call 315-442-5222.
A Camelist driver is withdrawing his plea after being accused of killing 3 people in an accident near Onondaga Community College after running a red light while drunk. 31-year-old Anthony Saccone has been repeatedly tried to take back his plea from July 25th as his 10 to 30-year prison sentence comes closer. Saccone's last sentencing and last chance to argue his case is on Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Coming up later tonight, details are revealed about the suspect connected to the yoga studio shooting in Florida.
And 79 students are kidnapped in Cameroon.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jessica Metzner. Jessica, how's it looking out there?
Thanks, guys. I'm currently standing out here, and it's very cold and windy out here. Right now, the temperatures are somewhere in between 40 and 50 degrees, but more importantly, the winds are somewhere in between 10 and 15 miles per hour, and we are under a gale warning from the National Weather Service, so please check your local listings for more information and updates. Speaking about tonight, I will talk more about what's going on coming up next after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hello, and welcome back to Storm Team 10. My name is meteorologist Jessica Metzner, and let's take a look at our current temperatures. Right now, our temperatures are somewhere in between 40 and 50 degrees, so it's quite chilly out there. I was just outside, and I can tell you, it's not a pleasant night. Speaking of our current winds, it's very gusty out there. We're winds of about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and we are under a gale warning from the NWS, so please check your local listings for more updates. Tonight, our current conditions are cloudy with 48 degrees and winds coming to the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And, well, my graphics were supposed to show up, but basically tomorrow we are going to have a chance of rain coming in from Tuesday morning, bringing AM showers. And as the day goes on, showers will dissipate and disappear by Tuesday evening. And the winds, more importantly, are going to be very gusty. We are expected to have gusts of about 20 miles per hour, so please execute caution throughout the day. And basically a recap of tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be seasonally warm, cold, however you wish to call it, and basically cloudy skies with scattered showers and winds coming from the south from 10 to 15 miles per hour and maybe even up to 20 miles per hour. I'm sorry, but my 7-day forecast is not going to show up, but I will recap it. Basically, all week it's going to be cloudy, rainy, and a little bit cold, but Saturday and Sunday we might see some sunshine and clouds. Coming up after the break, we have more news and sports. You're watching WTOP 10.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Do Your Selfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old pile of t-shirts.
It's not garbage, it's actually a new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. A United States Navy reconnaissance aircraft was intercepted by a Russian fighter jet after crossing international airspace over the Black Sea today. The encounter lasted 25 minutes, and it was reported that the U.S. craft was experiencing turbulence after the Russian Su-27 jet passed directly in front of it at a very high speed. This is not the first time, however, something like this has happened, as the last reported unsafe interception was in January when a Russian Su-27 flew within 5 feet of a Navy aircraft.
A tragic end to what was supposed to be a happy celebration. Just an hour after their wedding, a couple was killed in a helicopter crash. It happened over the weekend in Uvalde, Texas, about 80 miles west of San Antonio. Deborah Ringley has the story.
Bailey Ackerman and William Byler III were classmates at Sam Houston State, and they were in love. Members of the university's rodeo team, they enjoyed the Western lifestyle, the outdoors, and last year they were engaged. Byler, the son of the owner of Houston-based W.T. Byler Construction, their wedding held Saturday at his family's ranch in Uvalde. Rather than leaving in a car, they opted for a helicopter ride to their wedding night hotel. When less than 2 hours after they said, "I do the unthinkable." A post from a wedding guest read, "We celebrated their fairy tale wedding and they were surrounded by family and friends as they flew off in the family helicopter. Sadly, they crashed into the side of a hill about a mile from the ranch. The pilot, Jerry, also on board. There were no survivors." The family remains in the hill country, mourning the deaths of a couple whose life together ended before it could begin. Deborah Rickley, 13 Eyewitness News.
The National Transportation Safety Board said on Twitter it is investigating the crash.
The man accused of driving a truck that killed 3 Girl Scouts and a Wisconsin woman was intentionally inhaling chemical fumes while driving. Colton Tro's bond was set at $250,000 after police say the girls were clearly visible in green safety vests when they were hit. Tro is due back in court on Tuesday.
According to police incident reports, the Tallahassee yoga studio shooter, Scott Barely, was arrested on multiple occasions for groping women as well as trespassing on the Florida State University campus. Due to calls about his previous behavior, Barely was well known to campus police, although he was never convicted of a crime, according to court records. Barely killed 2 women and wounded 5 others at Hot Yoga Tallahassee last week.
Armed men in the northwest region of Cameroon kidnapped 79 students from a boarding school. A spokesman from Cameroon's northwest government claimed the men overpowered security at the Presbyterian Secondary School in Bamenda and forced the guards to escort them to the sleeping children. The men escaped with the 79 boys and girls by foot, and they are being searched for by helicopters and an elite military group. The possibility the kidnappers are cessationists has not yet been ruled out.
An official with North Korea's foreign ministry warned if the U.S. does not ease sanctions levied on the Hermit County, Pyongyang could resist production of its nuclear arsenal. The comments come prior to another round of high-level talks this week between Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and his North Korean counterpart Kim Jong-il. Pompeo called the rhetoric straight voltage and stated that he wasn't worried in an interview with CBS News.
Iranian demonstrators taking to the streets against the U.S. This after the Trump administration reimposes a round of sanctions to the country. John Warink reports.
A massive protest in Tehran Sunday. Iranians upset with President Trump's decision to reimpose sanctions.
And coming here to say, down with USA, down with Israel, and all of your friends.
President Trump announcing the move last week in a Game of Thrones-like tweet.
Well, the Iran sanctions are very strong. They're the strongest sanctions we've ever imposed. And we'll see what happens with Iran, but they're not doing very well, I can tell you. Iran is not doing very well.
The latest sanctions had been lifted in 2015 as part of the nuclear agreement negotiated during the Obama administration. Sources close to the White House say Mr. Trump's call to bring sanctions back is an economic war on Iran.
We are doing a big number on Iran.
The White House says it'll lift the sanctions if Iran meets 12 conditions. Some analysts say these demands basically call for a total regime change.
We are encountering a real fight with our main enemy, America, and they're using all the resources they have and organizing a battle against us.
The European Union, France, Germany, and Great Britain released a joint statement that said they deeply regret the further reimposition of sanctions by the United States. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
On the day the second round of U.S. sanctions hits the country's oil industry, President Hassan Rouhani said Iran will, quote, proudly break the unjust sanctions, end quote. He vowed to continue selling oil. And coming up in sports, Mike Gross.
You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. Let's get to some sports. The hockey team secured their first regular season and SUNYAC win of the year, topping Cortland 4-2. The headliner was the SUNYAC Rookie of the Week, Travis Broman. He found the back of the net 2 times on Friday night while also recording an assist on Tanner Spink's goal via a long pass that led to a breakaway second goal for the Lakers. The forward currently leads the team in points with 3 and is looking to move his way up in the lines. Broman and the number 6 ranked Lakers face SUNY Canton away this Friday and number 5 ranked Hobart this Saturday at home for Military Appreciation Night right here on WTOP 10. The Oswego State wrestling team concluded its participation in the Ithaca College Invitational on Saturday. Isaac Matthews battled to a 4th place finish to pace the Lakers on the day. Matthews rebounded from being pinned in his first match of the day with 3 straight victories for a spot in the 3rd place bout. Heavyweight Bryce Reed had an impressive trio of wins himself, claiming all 3 by fall for a top 8 finish. Evan Corso earned a top 8 finish too after going 2-0 on Friday and highlighted his weekend with a monster 20-5 technical fall over Springfield College's Bryce Finnegan. Although they finished 10th in the tournament, the wrestling team suits up again as they look to bounce back for the 50th edition of the New York State Collegiate Championships at Cornell University on Saturday, November 18th. We are now in the 2nd week of the MLB offseason following a Boston Red Sox World Series victory, and you know what that means. Free agency is the talk of the town. With Manny Machado and Bryce Harper on the loose, teams will do anything they can to corral in either of the 2 All-Stars. The Dodgers infielder batted .297 and accumulated 37 home runs this year to help lead Los Angeles to another World Series. The 4-time All-Star and 2-time Gold Glove winner may end up back on the East Coast at some point this offseason, as the Bronx Bombers have the best chance at signing the 25-year-old. On the other side, Bryce Harper is making a lot of noise in the world of free agency as well. The 2015 NL MVP is looking for a contract in the realm of 10 years and $400 million. That would be the biggest contract in baseball history. The Phillies aren't the front runner in that race, but if the Yankees are looking to break the bank this offseason, you can guarantee they give him an offer of astronomical proportions. If you are a fan of college football, you know that Nick Saban and Alabama run the show. They are now 9-0 after the routing of number 3 LSU 29-0. This team, led by star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, is looking to win another title and make it to the college football playoff, unbeaten at the end of the season. The Golden State Warriors of college football have now won 134 of their last 148 contests and have won 5 of the last 9 college football championships. This otherworldly team have made college football as a whole the race for 2nd place, though don't let that fool you. There are still 4 unbeaten teams that remain in the top 25 polls, although along with Alabama, the 2016 college football playoff winner Clemson, Notre Dame, and the University of Central Florida, who have won 21 straight games in the last 2 seasons under head coach Scott Foley. With 3 weeks of the regular season play remaining, can Bama uphold their title, or will they be dethroned, crowning a new king of college football? Now let's check out some highlights from this weekend. Nets and Sixers on Saturday night showdown in Brooklyn. We'll start off in the first quarter. Karis LeVert weaving his way through the defense, getting started early, and Coach Atkinson likes what he sees now under a minute to play in the first. Joel Embiid putting on his best MJ impression with that fadeaway from the elbow and hitting the jumper. Second quarter, Karis LeVert driving, floated one up, and got fouled. He missed the free throw, though. Ben Simmons on the dunk on that play, another dunk on this play. He started to get hot late in the second quarter, and he had 20 on the night after this steal and fast break dunk.
Now, it just was not enough to lock down the Nets down the stretch. Karis LeVert dishes it out to D'Angelo Russell for a three. He had 20 points on the night, and this dished out to Shabazz Napier, who hit his only three of the game, actually his only points of the game, but he has been a big part of the Nets and their success this season. Joe Harris adding to the mix with the three from the top of the key, and he hit three that night. And Kenny Atkinson saying goodbye to the Philadelphia 76ers, who have struggled on the road this season, haven't had a single win on the road, and the Nets add to that one.
Good stuff, Mike. Well, we'll be right back.
Is How Are You Precious okay?
Take out the precious. Way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
sure.
hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me.
Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. And Mike, you had some good stuff there, but I'm really curious to hear more about that baseball free agency.
Well, the Yankees have the best shot at Manny Machado or Bryce Harper, in my opinion, but the Phillies still there, and there's a lot of pitchers on the in free agency. There's Craig Kimbrell, closer for the Red Sox, Zach Britton and J.A. Happ, both pitchers for the Yankees, Corey Kluber for the Indians, all all-star pitchers, and I think that they can honestly go anywhere, but the Yankees, they have the best shot.
Leading candidates.
Well,
yeah. I think that with the antics that Machado gave the Dodgers in the playoffs, running into legs in the first base, I don't think the Yankees want to be known to be paired with a guy like Manny Machado, but maybe Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
but they already have a crowded outfield.
I get that. They do have a crowded outfield, and they have Judge, Hicks, Stanton, Gardner. They just re-signed to a year deal. I think that the Yankees will try and get both, but they might only end up with one.
Tough to move from that hot West Coast weather to that cold East Coast weather in New York. So, speaking of weather.
Yeah, Jessica, are we able to finally look at the 7-day forecast?
Oh, I believe so. Speaking of our week coming up, it's very questionable to say the least. I know today wasn't the best of days, and tomorrow's not looking that promising either. We have some AM showers, and it's just going to be windy and miserable. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday doesn't look like it's going to be any better, but hey, Saturday and Sunday, we might have some sunshine for once, but it's going to be cold. Monday, it's going to also be cold, and that's just going to be our week coming up.
Well, we hope it's hot. That's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Let's Talk About It.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.